Chapter 8. The Laws of Reincarnation. To be able to understand what the reincarnations are, it is a little bit more complicated than what you could imagine like this. How could you solve a problem by looking at somebody being someone while this existence is existing by a field of energy that is unlimited? So of course, understanding somebody by its existence would be like understanding a radio being intelligent, as I presented in the last chapter, while the specificities linked to this radio is that the loudspeaker is very good, is that the antenna is weak or strong, is that there are batteries or only the cable. But what is coming from the radio is not coming from the radio, but from the field of existence that is used by the radio. To explain as clearly as I can, there is a field of electricity that is incarnating into a body when you have your first breathing. That will be the direct link of this very special electricity to this body. This field of electricity, through your education, that is, say, your ego, your savoir-faire, will allow you to receive tasks. You can call them maybe satellites if you want to look at them at you like a planet or like a sun, like a star. And these satellites, these tasks, are going to be captured by your abilities, by your radiance, by your harmony between your soul and your ego. And by doing so, assimilating and accomplishing different tasks, these satellites, this ball of light, these balls of light, will be attracted by yourself, by the gravity of your coherence between your ego, your savoir-faire, and your soul, will be accomplished by everything that you have to do, that you do, and will fall into the soul at one point because the task is accomplished. And every time the soul will get bigger. As well, another part of the reincarnation is, as I explained, that you are going to receive the love of others in your existence. That will be another task, which is to love some people. And we could say that the field of energy that is animating your physical body is an addition of a main field of energy that you call soul, with different tasks and different types of tasks that are the love that you manifest to different people, with a different level of intensity regarding the position of each and your ability to love. And the more you accomplish different tasks, and the more your soul will grow up. Your existence, your ego, your savoir-faire is there only for that. Only for that. When you die, you receive one question. How did you love? And you cannot accomplish a task that can be for dogs, that can be for people, that can be for whatever, without love. And of course, you cannot love without love. So when an entity, when you die, is asking you, how did you love? If you prefer, is asking you, how did you exist as a live being? All the rest was only to develop your savoir-faire, your ego, your personality, to get a big house, a car, everything that is needed to do things. But we check your harvesting by the tasks and the love that you incarnated, not by a long series of tools that you had in your life that anyway you leave behind your life, to your family, to your friends, or even sometimes to no one. So, as well, you have to understand that the reincarnation is a basic knowledge, a field of awareness that will come to invade or animate your body at a different level every 7 years. And in fact, it's not up it's 7 years you incarnate something. No, it is during 7 years you work more on a etherical level, then astral level, then mental level, then causal level, and so on. And by doing so, you assimilate and manifest maybe in your body the manifestation of a higher and higher cosmic intelligence. And you do that in parallel with the tasks that you assimilate and the love that you can manifest. So, yes, you receive a first manifestation of soul when you breathe for the first time. It's your first step in the action of incarnating a field of energy. But this path will go along with you all your lifetime. The more you live, the more you incarnate fields of energy. That's called wisdom, evolution, spirituality. And all of this is done directly in relation with the others, because a task cannot be to move a hill from one point to the other one. A task is always something to do with humanity, with the people, with the life, with the pain, with the joy. How did you love? Is the only reasonable question, indeed. And when I die, I can tell you, I loved intensely, crazily. I gave everything to the love, because it is the essence of my body of light. And as soon as around me you manifest the darkness, you are ugly, you don't exist, you don't appear anymore. After being ugly, you just don't exist. You are dark in the middle of the darkness, I don't see you anymore. But for those who have decided to shine, I love them immensely, intensely, crazily. And that's why I'm never tired. That's why I don't live at your rhythm. Because I use the energy of the love to transcend everything. And that's why when I don't have anymore this energy of love, it's not that I refuse to live. I refuse to live without love. If I don't have love here, I will have love somewhere else, on another plane of existence. And to picture the things that I want to give, I will give you a little example, for instance. When you have a girlfriend, when I'm talking about me, when I have a girlfriend who is leaving me, because she betrays, because she's crazy, because whatever you want, another one is coming. Now, in the darkness of this planet, since many years, no more girlfriend. Maybe it's because I'm horrible, ugly, fat, arrogant, fart all the time, and so on. Maybe it is because of me. But most probably it is because the field of love that I carry with myself cannot incarnate itself in the body and psychology of somebody who can be close to me. Therefore, there is nothing, not because I don't have love to share, but because the bodies and the psychologies or the egos around me are totally unable to incarnate this light. It has nothing to do with me, it has to do with my surrounding. And I cannot invent something. You know, I can have fantastic flowers in my garden, but if I don't have the seeds, no flowers. If the people don't have the seeds within themselves to grow up a flower of love, there's nothing. Only loneliness and emptiness. And in that case, it's not bad, because I love the love. I live for the love. Therefore, I go to see the love somewhere else. My body is a tool to use to manifest the light and the love. If my body is becoming an obstacle because on this planet there is nothing that is turned to the light and to the love, then I just go to fetch the love and the light at a higher level. I don't need a physical existence, but the physical existence needs me to have more love, more light, and more knowledge. But if at the same time the physical plan of existence is so limited today that nothing can go out, then it doesn't matter. I go to see somewhere else what I can do. So, in the past I had a girlfriend who had two little habits. When I was angry, and that I was manifesting my anger, she was putting her index on my mouth. And she was saying, yes, but don't worry, I am with you. You are not alone. It was a cool way to just cool down the situation when sometimes I was angry because of somebody crazy, because of a crazy situation. And she used to go, every time that we were traveling together, which was very often, she used to take me in her arms and to show me the window, turn to the window, and to describe to me everything. The landscape, what we could see from the window. She said that we have an hotel just in front with people who can see you, that you have a fantastic forest, I want you to know. And every time when we were arriving there in the bedroom, she was just cuddling with me, hugging me, but from behind, and describing what could be seen through the window. And this girl betrayed me. She ran away because of the story with another man and blah, blah, blah. Because I'm not into possession. And in this world of possession, not being in the possession means that very often you will be the victim of the dark system of possession. Because I will not try to fight and to possess somebody. So that's all. What can I tell you? Anyway, later on, I have a girlfriend. Not at all the same style. Not at all the same style. And one day we were in an hotel and the heater is not working because it's an automatic hotel. You know, you pay with a credit card and there's no one. And I said, it was really cold, it was in the winter, so I said, we paid the hotel and now we are fucked because it was really late. We had been looking for a long time to find an hotel, and now we have one without heater. So I was really angry. And at one point, my girlfriend, she's putting her index on my mouth and she says, yes, but you are not alone. I am with you. Everything will be fine. And she froze me. Already it was cold. And it was worse. And yes, okay. Then I went out. I said, I will try again to find the landlord and to correct this. And finally, I found him. So the guy was apologetic. We have the heater. Everything is fine. I come back. Now it's warm. It's nice. And she's relaxing and she's cuddling me. We're standing. She's turning me to the window. She's in my back. And she started to describe the landscape. And I said, why do you do that? And she said, oh, because I find that it's cool that you know whatever is in front. And I was frozen, goosebumps. It doesn't mean that the girlfriend at that time is the reincarnation of the other girlfriend. Of course not, But she's the reincarnation of the field of love that is emanating from me, that was received in one girlfriend and the other girlfriend. And sometimes it could happen like a little window where there's a certain memory that was coming from the other girl. This new girlfriend never did it again. Just like a cosmic blink of an eye. Or a blink of a cosmic eye, as you want. And through these little manifestations, this is where you see, you know, like when there's a bug in the matrix, you go out of the system. The world as you perceive it through your limited perceptions is not anymore the same. When somebody is arriving to you, he comes with electrical memory. And when in the future I will develop, regarding the book, now I did, some abilities to read this memory, I can see who is this person. I can see with what this person is coming. I can see the ego that is blocking or not the divine decisions. I can see also the resistances that are with this field of energy that we call karma. You can push away these resistances. You cannot delete them, but you can postpone their manifestation so that somebody who's with you is in peace with his or her karma for some years, that we have a peaceful time to work together and build something powerful. And when the karma comes back, if the student has been learning a lot, it's nothing. So developing the knowledge is also developing some very special powers. I have some students who betrayed me totally in a horrible way. I remember one, he changed totally, so I said, but he didn't have any money. So I said, look, you can stay in the house, you can work, you save money. I ask you to pay a strict minimum, and as soon as you have enough money, you leave. I ask you only one thing with the others, you don't criticize. You don't have to be there to criticize. I help you to leave completely freely, but you don't criticize. And of course, he said yes, and of course, 1 week later, I was just passing by and I heard that he was giving a conference to the other students to demonstrate that I was the devil. So I entered and I said, no, I accepted that you stay there, that you save money, that you respect, at least to say thank you for what I do. And you did exactly the opposite. You are not a man of your words. You're lying. So now you leave. And the guy just left. And when he left, he had a car accident. And some people told me after that, did you do some magic and so on? I said, no, it's not what you think. I don't have the power to punish somebody by distance. But when he's in a network of love and harmony, there's a protocol of protection, a network of light that is protecting the inside of this network of light. When you leave this network of light, you can face a lot of dark stuff. It could look like if I had a magical power, but I don't have that. So we really go into, as I said before, an initiation of Jedi. You really learn to use the energy in a very different way, to understand it, to perceive it, to live with it in a very different way, within yourself and around you, because anyway, all of this is within yourself of a being of energy. Not outside of your body, but inside your being of energy. And that is changing radically everything when you're able to open your awareness to a larger part of your energetical body. And from that you understand that, of course, we are one. Absolutely. Absolutely. A long time ago, I saw a picture of the Master Omram on an old book. And on this picture, there is above him, on the left-hand side, if I remember well, the letter Shin. That is there, floating on the picture. At that time, there is no Photoshop. I think it's the name. So there's no possible manifestations of, tricks and so on. And when I saw that, I saw the power, the energy of this master. Because it's not everybody who has a manifestation like this. And I was troubled at the same time, because the Master Omram used to say that his teaching was for everybody. And I said, well, you say that, but you're not exactly anybody. And he said, after decades of practice with the Master Bein Saduno, yes, I'm not anybody. But I was at the beginning. I became what I am. Work, commitment, transformation. About the Master Peter Denov, Bein Saduno, and the relation with the Master Omram, Mikhail Ivanov, you have to understand a little profile to see everything. It is that I have to do a little bit of history so that you understand better. In 1937, the Master Omram is sent to France because there are some French people in relation with the Master Bein Saduno. There's an exposé in France, and the Master Peter Denov is sending the Master Omram Mikhail Ivanov to go to France and to speak. He's supposed to stay about a year. When he's supposed to go back to Bulgaria, he's refusing to go. The Master Peter Denov is insisting, saying that the Master Omram is not yet ready. But the Master Omram is going to refuse because he believes deeply in what he's going to do. And for some years, the Master Omram, Mikhail Ivanov, will do some conferences, and to do these conferences, he will take the text of the Master Bein Saduno, Peter Denov. He will read one or two sentences of the Master, and he will create a conference from that. Then, in the next years, they will get very, very angry, both of them. They will have no more relations, and the Master Omram will say, I don't want to hear any more about the Master Peter Denov. And he will take some sentences from his own conferences of Master Omram to start a new conference of the Master Omram. As you can see now on YouTube, with a channel Porosveta, where you see the Master Omram who is reading a text that was selected by somebody else, and the Master Omram is starting a conference on this. But it is from his own texts. Before, in the past, it was from the Master Peter Denov. And because of this, the Master Peter Denov was largely rejected in the Bonfim. And that is something that I couldn't bear, because when I arrived, everybody was saying, well, the Master Omram was a real master. He is a real master, because when I went, he was still alive. But the Master Peter Denov, it's not serious, And that was unbearable to me, because I couldn't stand that people were insulting the Master Peter Denov. And I told them, so if the Master Omram is so great, how could he have a master that is a clown? What are you talking about? It's just totally impossible. So that made me very, very angry. And I was always arguing with people about this, even if I never spoke about this directly with the Master Omram. when the Master Omram died, the political situation of the school, the Bonfim, became very, very tough, because some associations of friends, anti-sect, started to aggress the Bonfim until the Bonfim was nearly totally destroyed. There was nearly no one left in the Bonfim. I mean, some hundreds, but really nothing compared to the past. And at the same time, in Bulgaria, the White Brotherhood, that was absolutely forbidden with the Russian politics, started to be recognized. The people went back at the surface. The old disciples appeared again. They started to teach again the panorhythmy and everything that had been forbidden for 40, 50 years. And the Bulgarian government reacted very, very positively on the White Brotherhood. They have concert, they are even paid by the Bulgarian government, and everybody is deeply respecting the White Brotherhood and the teaching of Peter Dönov. If you go to a bookshop in Bulgaria, you will find in each bookshop 50 books of Peter Dönov, even today. And in parallel, in France, the White Brotherhood started to be a horrible sect officially. So in France, it became nearly forbidden to be part of this group. But in Bulgaria, it was the opposite. When it was going down in one country, it was going up to the other country. And from there, Peter Dönov became a great master, even in the Bonfim. Political manipulations. And from there, everybody wanted to be the reincarnation of Peter Dönov. You have no idea how many people were the reincarnations of the Master Peter Dönov. It was like a pathology. And you have to understand that this field of energy I was talking about, through the accomplishment, the commitment, it's getting greater and greater. You don't have a Peter Dönov that is reincarnated into no one. It's getting bigger and bigger, more and more powerful, more and more coherent, more and more full of love, of power, of knowledge, of light. Unless, like anyone else, at any time you can make a complete U-turn and change radically your evolution. That is your sad, dark free will. But it can happen. And when I met people who were the reincarnation of the Master Peter Dönov, they were no one. They had a simple life, discreet, pitiful, lamentable, shy, small, dirty, but they are the reincarnation of the Master Peter Dönov. So you have to understand, when somebody is practicing channeling, and that he becomes cool because he's a channel, when somebody is becoming cool because he's the reincarnation of blah, 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 whoever, you can be sure of the lie. Because the reincarnation goes up in a up process, rising process. So I don't need to know what was your last reincarnation to know that you have a cool protocol of reincarnation, that in your last life you were already very high. I don't need a name, I need a level. I don't need that you're in contact with an archangel, officially at least, to become exceptional. Because you are in contact with an archangel, you are exceptional by your abilities, by your knowledge, by your evolution. And if I take off your ability to be in contact with an archangel, if I take off your last reincarnation, your great reincarnation of Cleopatra or Sample or I don't know whom, you have to be an exceptional being. Not because of reincarnation, not because of your archangel with whom you speak, but because of what you are, because of what you do and what you did. Your deeds give the radiance of your accomplishment. I became friend, we'll see that later, with Gita Malash, who wrote a fantastic book, Dialogue with the Angel. And when she died, she left a will, and in a will she said, find your task, accomplish your task, or even better, your tasks. If you have been living all your lifetime without finding your task, what a shame. You will have been living for nothing. How sad, how empty, how useless. So when we speak about spirituality, please learn to control every aspect of the spirituality. We don't need on your spiritual identity card the name of your archangel or the name of your last reincarnation. And through that, the laws of reincarnation are there to make your ego even more arrogant and close to your soul, so that from your fantastic identity of Cleopatra, you have the right to refuse any kind of light, any kind of coherence, any kind of love. Learn where to look at, to know the level of reincarnation of somebody. Learn where you have to concentrate, to make the path of your reincarnations the best path of evolution, not by finding the names, but by finding the tasks that you have to do this time to capture new satellites that will be attracted to the planet of your soul, that will fall on your planet to make your planet grow up more and more and more. And if you don't do that, whoever was your last reincarnation, whoever your archangel is or your angel is, you will have been living for nothing. What a shame. What a useless existence. And now I will finish this chapter by a conversation that I had with the Master Omram. That I honestly didn't understand, and maybe you will not understand it either now, but in the next chapters I want you to remember this little conversation, because it will come later on. It will come, but not now, not yet. And so I was talking about this picture that I saw with the letter Shin. To understand this aspect, you have to know that the name of God in the Bible, for instance, is impossible to pronounce because we don't know how to pronounce it. It's written Yod He Vav He in the Hebraic letters. And they are based on the 3 or 4 qualities of the cosmos, of the organization of the cosmos, or the laws of love of the cosmic energy. It depends if you turn it more into astrophysics or into philosophy. And so I could enter into the analysis of each force that you find in astrophysics, but I did already a lot of texts and explanations about this. So I will not start again about that. But you have in the letter, in the middle of this name of God, a Shin. And Shin in the middle is changing the word into Yeshua. And Yeshua is the name of Jesus. Jesus is the weird translation of the word Yeshua. And what does it mean exactly? It means that the Shin is representing the qualities of the divinity that are poured into a vase. And the letter Shin looks like a little boat, like a large vase where you can put every quality of God. Christos means that you receive a special magical oil that is given to you to represent the 4 qualities of God. So therefore, you become the son of God, but not because your father, immaterial, was fucking with your mother, who is material, like in the Bible. It's more about receiving this divine energy so that you are so animated by this divine energy that your ego is becoming so tiny, so small, so small. So, to see the letter Shin just above the head of the Master Omram, I told him, I'm sorry, Master, but you're saying that your teaching is for anybody. And he said, yes, it is for everybody to start a path. And you can go very far with this teaching if you go into the secret teachings that are not revealed to everybody, but only for those who deserve to receive this teaching afterwards. But the teaching is for everybody to start and to process further if you have enough will and discipline and honesty. And I said, yeah, but Master, you said that it is for anyone and that you are anyone. And I'm sorry, but when I look at these pictures, you are not anyone. So to go very high in this teaching, we have to be a very special being. And it's not my case. So I'm trying to reach a very high level where I'm just a simple being. And then he laughed gently and he said, because you find that your way to learn with me is classical. And when he said that, I said, yes, it's true that, yes. And then he said, don't you find that it's even better than the letter Shin written above you? Yes, maybe yes. And then he said, when there was this letter, I had been working a very long time with the Master Ben Saduno. So, how long have you been working again our teaching, which is the teaching of the Master Ben Saduno Peter Dunov and of the Master Omram Mikhail Ivanov? And I said, I don't know at that time, 4 or 5 years, 4 years. And he said, and you would like to have the level that I had after decades of work with the Master Ben Saduno? I said, no, you're right, Master. Yes, it's a bit, yes, you're right. I'm sorry. And said, go, and he said, go on working. And you will discover in a little while how much what you're seeing now is a little bit ridiculous. I said, what do you mean ridiculous? Work, and you will understand everything. The commitment in the path of evolution is the key of everything. Knowledge, light, love, peaceful mind, and immortality. And even if everything was hidden to everybody, because no one was ready for all of this, so I couldn't speak about it to anyone, even if I felt like sometimes. I knew that I was walking a path where I was totally living the matrix, where I was totally unplugged from this system, of this world of violence, darkness, lies, arrogance, stupidity. The next day, I went back to the forest where I was always. They were just above my house. It was a village called Saint-Fortuna in Ardèche. And Saint Fortuna is coming from an old French, which means to be fortunate, to be lucky. I was there for something, indeed. And I went back to the forest for the sunrise. I was looking at the sunrise. I was feeling the forest around me. The wind that was talking to me, even if I couldn't understand that the power that was surrounding me, well, that was in contact with me, or me with the forest, or with the trees, or I didn't know exactly. I just felt at home, secure, in a sort of love nest, an area of protection. And far away was the village. And I felt like looking at lost kids, looking at entities unable to understand where I was standing now, while I had the feeling that the forest knew what I was doing, who I am. The path towards the light is a path of power and knowledge, and the power and the knowledge are not bad, as long as you stay honest, clear, full of love, full of care for the world around you, full of hope for the world that could be learning. That's all for this chapter. Thank you.